After them, President Trump said that we're going to take the canal back or something very powerful is going to happen. What's going to happen?
Well, I hope nothing's going to happen, and it shouldn't, because look, the president's point is we gave the canal in a treaty to Panama. We didn't give it to China. You come back 20 years later and you go to the canal, and on the entry points of both sides of the canal is a Chinese-linked company. In fact, when I was visiting there yesterday, the ship behind me, just over my shoulder, was a Hong Kong shipping vessel. And so their presence, not just in the canal, but in Panama writ large, is very disturbing.
Marco Antonio Rubio. A name synonymous with American politics, diplomacy, and leadership. From humble beginnings to becoming the 72nd United States Secretary of State, his journey is one of ambition, resilience, and determination. Born on May 28, 1971, in Miami, Florida, Marco Rubio is a Cuban-American whose parents immigrated from Cuba in 1956. His family's struggles and aspirations shaped his early life, instilling in him the values of hard work and perseverance. Raised in a working-class household, his father worked as a bartender and his mother as a housekeeper. Rubio's early education led him to South Miami Senior High School, from which he graduated in 1989. He briefly attended Tarkio College on a football scholarship before transferring to Santa Fe College and later earning a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Florida in 1993. In 1996, he graduated cum laude with a Juris Doctor from the University of Miami School of Law. His political journey began in the 1990s when he served as a city commissioner for West Miami. In 2000, he was elected to the Florida House of Representatives, representing the 111th District. His leadership qualities quickly set him apart, and in 2006, he became Speaker of the Florida House. During his tenure, he spearheaded legislative initiatives, including tax reforms and education policies. He was known for his strong conservative stance, his push for tax cuts, and his opposition to expanding casino gambling in Florida. In 2010, Rubio entered national politics, winning a seat in the United States Senate from Florida. His election was a landmark victory, as he became one of the most influential Hispanic politicians in the country. He was a rising star in the Republican Party, often advocating for tax reforms, conservative economic policies, and a strong foreign policy stance. Rubio was part of the bipartisan Gang of Eight that crafted comprehensive immigration reform in 2013, although he later distanced himself from the bill due to opposition from his party's conservative base. In 2015, Marco Rubio made a bold decision. He announced his candidacy for the Republican nomination for President of the United States. His campaign focused on a vision for a new American century, emphasizing economic growth, a robust national defense, and American exceptionalism. However, his bid for the presidency came to an end in March 2016 after losing the Florida primary to Donald Trump. Despite the loss, Rubio remained a key player in national politics. He returned to the Senate, won re-election, and continued to exert influence on U.S. foreign policy, particularly regarding Latin America and China. Over the years, Rubio established himself as a strong voice against authoritarian regimes, particularly in Cuba, Venezuela, and China. His hawkish stance on China and the Chinese Communist Party led to sanctions being imposed on him by the Chinese government in 2020. A staunch critic of the Maduro regime in Venezuela, he played a critical role in shaping U.S. policy toward Latin America during the Trump administration. In the 2022 Senate elections, Rubio secured a third term, defeating Democratic challenger Val Demings in a landslide victory. His influence in the Republican Party continued to grow, and in 2024 he endorsed Donald Trump's bid for the presidency early in the race. Then came a defining moment in Rubio's political career. In November 2024, following Trump's victory in the presidential election, Rubio was nominated as the United States Secretary of State. His nomination was confirmed unanimously by the U.S. Senate, and on January 21, 2025, he was sworn into office. With this, Marco Rubio became the first Hispanic and the first Floridian to serve as Secretary of State, making history as the highest-ranking Hispanic-American official in U.S. history. As Secretary of State, Rubio continues to play a pivotal role in shaping U.S. foreign policy. His tenure is marked by efforts to strengthen American alliances, counter global threats, and uphold democratic values worldwide. His commitment to conservative principles and strong leadership has cemented his legacy as one of the most influential political figures of his generation. From Miami to the world stage, Marco Rubio's journey reflects the essence of the American dream, a story of resilience, leadership, and an unwavering dedication to public service. His legacy continues to unfold, shaping the future of American diplomacy and governance.